Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Bree and I am restoring an 120-year-old building. It's an abandoned drugstore and we are turning it into our dream home and mini homestead. So excited you're here. For those of you that saw my last video, we were putting in a new window. It turned out really beautiful and it just makes such a dramatic difference in how you feel. Even up here is amazing because it was so dark before, you didn't have any windows. They were all boarded in and you come up here and it was just so dark, and now we have all this natural light. It's just gorgeous. And so I'm so excited about the progress. One thing I want to do today though is I wanted to take you around and show you all of the antique doors that I have collected over the years for this project, and even doors that we found that we loved and we didn't know where we would put them, and now they have a place. So I'm going to show you each of the doors, kind of where we found them and what my plans are for them. So first off, this is our master bedroom door. We actually have two of these because one is going to be on the second bedroom and then this one will be for our master suite. So we actually have two of the same door, which I love the details. I can't wait to show you. One thing I love about this set of doors is just the history that it shows. I mean, you have all the crackled paint, you have the rusted hardware, and even just the way that they built it. I mean, you could tell like the panels and everything were just probably pegged in. Like this door was hand built, and I don't know how old it is. I don't have that information, but you can tell just by looking at it that it's seen some life. These are solid core doors, meaning they are solid wood all the way through. It's great for noise insulation, but you can see how thick this door is. I mean, you can tell like compared to my finger, like this is really, really thick, and it's great for soundproofing and just durability. It just feels substantial. And I love that. You can see up here where they did peg it in. So like you've got these big square pegs that kind of hold the door together. And the only reason you can see that is because the paint is kind of chipping off, but I have a feeling around the rest of the door underneath, you can tell where they pegged it together. And I just think that's really cool. Because you can tell right here too, down by where the lock is and everything, that it's all pegged together. Another thing that I love is the details. Like you can see, even though it's kind of covered with paint, you can see the detail in the hardware. It's just gorgeous. And that's something you don't really find these days. I mean, I think you can get some reproductions, which are really beautiful. So if you're looking to add details like this to your own doors, you can absolutely purchase stuff like this online. I just love that it is aged and it tells a story, and we are definitely keeping these because why would I take them off, right? So I'm gonna find a vintage doorknob, which I might already have one. I need to look at my stash and, put the vintage doorknob back. And then as far as the lock goes, we might just do a different kind of lock because I really want to keep the skeleton key look. And again, up on the hinges, you can really see the details on that. It's just lovely. I'm definitely taking the paint off of this whole thing. So our goal is to kind of have a worn wood look. So kind of like that French or European like white oak look. That's what I'm looking for. And I don't know what this door is made of because it's painted, you can't really tell. However, it's got some beautiful coloring underneath. So one of the projects I'm gonna be doing is stripping the finish off of this old door. I'm definitely gonna be using paint stripper because if I went to just sand this, it's hard to tell. It most likely has lead paint in it. which anytime you're working with lead or anything like that, you want to be very careful. You want to make sure that you're well masked and that you have all the protection in a well ventilated area to protect you and your family from breathing in any of those particles. And this door is probably a 7-foot door. So it feels very tall comparative to some of the other doors that I've seen. So it has nice height. These used to be French doors, I believe. I'll take you to show you the other one that's going in the second bedroom. I believe they used to be French door set because they're the exact same. They're painted the same. You can tell by the finishes, they're opposites of each other. Here is the other door. So you can tell it has the same kind of details. There's some slight wear and damage right here where I'm gonna have to repair, but that's just part of the charm, I feel, and part of the history. But it has the same beautiful hardware. You might actually be able to see it a little bit better on this door. But I'm gonna clean these really well. I'm gonna strip the paint off of them, clean them really well, shine them up if I can. Otherwise, if I can't, the patina is just beautiful and I'm okay with that. I want a lived-in looking home. So this place is 120 years old. Well, the bottom story is. The top story is not. It was built in the late 1920s. However, overall, the foundation of this place is 120 years old, and I really want to preserve that. But it's really important to me to keep that old look, that character, and this place is going to have a ton of it. And even though we're building new walls and everything, we're putting a lot of that old character back into it to kind of preserve. So I can't wait to show you the finished product one day. Whenever one day is. We've been working on this so long, it just feels like it's taking forever. However, all good things take time. And I'm excited to get to share this journey with you because I started before I had a YouTube channel. As you know, this channel is brand new. I've had my blog for about 2 years now, but this is a brand new channel. So we don't have a lot of content left yet that I've shared, but I have a ton of clips that I've filmed over the years. So I'm going to be bringing some of that content back. They're, not in this format. They're more in a vertical format. So you'll be able to tell what clips are old and what are the new ones, but that's beside the point. I am excited to share about the ceiling renovation that we did when we, took the bricks and exposed them. And there's just a lot of content that I've filmed over the years, and I'm so happy that I did. I'm always that person with a camera. So I'm always the one filming everything, taking photos. And sometimes I feel like people are like, oh my gosh, here she is again with the camera. I love filming and documenting journeys, especially ones like this special. I feel like it's worth documenting. And now that time has passed, I'm so glad that I did, because now I can share it with you guys. Whereas before I wouldn't have been able to really do that. So I'm so happy that I did that. And I can't wait to make more footage for you guys to see that process. So with this project, I am going to be stripping it down. Like I said, I really want that old European feel in the house. And so to kind of take some of the paint off and just strip it down to its raw wood, seal it really well, maybe even do a white wax on it so it looks a little worn and washed. Might be a thing I do. I'm not sure yet. However, I do know that these are going to be absolutely stunning in the space. And I'm so glad I got them when I did. I actually got them from this lady who I found through doing hair. I was a hairstylist for 17 years. And when we moved back home, because I used to live in Dallas, when I moved back home, I was doing kind of freelance hair. And so I was looking for new clients and everything. And somehow, I can't remember exactly how we met, but I met this lady, and sweetest lady ever, did her hair for a while. And she heard about me doing this building. And I think because we had talked about it or something, and she had these doors that she bought from somewhere, and she was going to renovate them and use them for something, but I guess she ended up not using them. And so she was like, look, I love what you're doing. I believe in your project, and I want you to have these if you feel like you can use them. Right? Like, people are amazing sometimes. So she gave these doors to us for free, 2 of them. So she's amazing. If you're watching this, you know who you are. Thank you so much. They're very cherished, and it's people like you that just restore faith in humanity. You're an amazing person, and I can't wait to show you what they look like in the space. So yes, 2 of these, 2 different spaces, but they're gonna look absolutely gorgeous in this space. And I don't know if you watched my last video, but I kind of briefly talked about the transom windows, that we are going to try to reuse the windows from the front of the building that we're having to demo out because we're replacing those windows. But I want to reuse the transoms in there. They have the wavy glass. They're original to this building. And so what a cool idea to be able to repurpose them and keep them as part of this place without getting rid of them, because they do tell a story, and I'm excited to be able to showcase them above these doors. I think they're going to be beautiful. Okay, here is our laundry room door. I love the color. It needs a little bit more work. It needs to be sealed. Some of the panes might be a little loose, which you can tell it was previously painted. However, someone took the time to start stripping it. I will say, unfortunately, whoever did the stripping, they were kind of rough on the door. And so there's a lot of splintering, unfortunately, that I'm gonna have to work with to try to smooth out. But this door is beautiful, and it's just perfect for the laundry room, because our goal was to be able to let the light in at the end of the hallway. And so we have a glass door on the laundry room. So coming down the hallway, you get the light from the back door, but then we will also have this door in place almost directly in front of that one. So you get a really lovely sight line, and that's what I wanted. And so at the end of the hallway, it's not some dark, dingy hallway. You're gonna have a ton of light here, because not only do I have the light from this door, but we also have the light from these 2 windows as well. So this whole place is gonna be lit up and gorgeous. And I just really love natural light. It just puts me in the best mood. This door is not as thick as the master bedroom and second bedroom doors, but it's still solid wood. Now this door, I love it. Again, it has a skeleton key. You have this aged brass look. So I'm gonna find a doorknob, because it didn't come with one, that is also aged brass. I think it's important to keep the look of the metal, and so I am gonna clean these up slightly, but I'll probably get an unlacquered brass doorknob just to kind of match this look. But I just think that's beautiful, tells a story, it's unique, and I definitely wanna preserve that detail. Now, you can see I got this at a flea market in a nearby town. It's one that my mom and I would love to always pass through. We would stop in. It's one of those ones where you stop by, and outside there's like a ton of junk outside. You know what I'm talking about? You either are those people that love that or you hate it. I am one of those people that love that. I personally, that's my favorite thing, when I get to dig and look for things, and it just looks like junk to some people, but for me, I mean, I get so excited and I cannot wait to go in there. And so my mom and I were driving by this place one day, and we saw these doors outside, and I thought, oh my gosh, pull over right now. I have to go see these. And so we got there and got out, and I mean, At first, I bought these doors for downstairs. I really did. I did not think they were going to be part of the laundry room. This is something that just kind of came up later. But it was a 3-piece set, and as you can see, it was $100 for all 3 pieces, which for solid doors these days, that's a great price, especially with glass and everything, and you don't get the history with the new doors. So I was thrilled with that price. And it was a 3-piece set, and it came with these 2 side lights. So if you're not familiar with what a side light is, basically these would frame each side of the door. So you have the main door, and then these were fixed on each side of the door. But they're also beautiful. They're the same color. They have the glass. But let me show you what I'm talking about. Someone who stripped this, they were very rough on it, and you can see all the splintering and everything. Sometimes that happens when you get the wood too wet and you scrub it too hard, or you know, even leave the stripper on for too long. Sometimes with wood, it can be very delicate, but rest assured, we will be working with these and get them all beautiful again. Now, hear me out. What do you think about French doors with these? Because I had this idea that I would take these doors, and we have a linen closet in the hallway that I kind of want to make really pretty, like a pretty linen closet. I've actually never had one. So, and I love sheets, and I love blankets and throw pillows and all the things. So naturally, I feel like I would need a linen closet, right? And when we were planning this place and how we were going to lay it out, we actually shifted things around so I could have this linen closet. It wasn't really something I thought about until later, and I'm so glad that we did. We took a little bit of space out of the pantry, but I think it's going to be more than fine to accommodate this linen closet, and it just gives us so much more space for things. I can redecorate for the seasons, have a place to put all of that stuff, and we needed a door, right? And so I have a bunch of different doors that I was thinking about. However, I saw these and I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So they're not traditionally French doors. However, there's plenty of space to put hinges on each side. And like I talked about in my last video, I was thinking I want to put those French Cremone bolts on these. So a Cremone bolt is basically a European style locking system with a knob. And so you've got the handle and you twist it, and the locking mechanism goes all the way the length of the door, and it can lock and unlock and open. And so I'm sure you've seen them before. They're just beautiful. They're elegant. They have that French European feel, which is what my goal is with this place. And so I think I have enough room for those. And so I'm going to test that theory later when we get to put these in place. And I'm going to order one and just see what happens. But I just think that would look so beautiful in the linen closet. And I'm going to make the inside of the closet really decorative and organized and beautiful. And so when someone is walking by and they look in it, it's going to be just another decorated space, but also has a lot of function. Okay, so please ignore the mess in here. We've got to do some cleaning up. However, look at this gorgeous door. I actually saw this at the same flea market that we got the laundry room set. This was much later. This was probably a year, maybe 2 ago that I found this. And again, I didn't know exactly where we were going to put it at the time, but I saw the details and I absolutely had to have it. So not only does it have these beautiful arched windows in it, which is one of the key features I fell in love with because I just feel like that's so unique. You don't see it very often. So that was one of the deciding factors of buying this and taking it home, was that uniqueness of it. I also loved this vintage brass entry plate that is on it. You can tell it's unlacquered, it's been aged. They're actually putting this as a bathroom door, We're probably gonna strip the finish. I am going to repaint the door. So this door will be painted. I don't know what color yet, so that will come later. We'll kind of decide together what we should paint this door, but the finish is gonna come off. I really wanna like sand it and make it smooth and beautiful. But it's gonna be a bathroom door. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, there's clear glass in there. Nobody is gonna wanna go in there. However, they make film that you can put on the glass, and so you can make it kind of frosted or like a pattern. So we're going to do some sort of privacy film over the glass that looks old and historical, and so that way, you know, one, this bedroom or this bathroom is inside a bedroom, so it's a private bathroom. There's not going to be a bunch of people corralling around, you know, being weird and stuff. This is a private bathroom. However, you're still going to get the privacy of that film over the glass. So I'm not sure exactly which film we'll use yet. I've been looking and pinning things on Pinterest, but we'll find one. It is about the same thickness as the laundry room door. So again, it's not super thick. Like I'll show you in comparison to my finger. It's a little bit thinner, but it's still a solid wood door. And I mean, you can't beat the details on it. So let me show you another feature. These hinges too. I fell in love with these hinges. They're beautiful. And even the pins have like kind of like a little detail on them. It's gonna show so much history and character with these hinges. I love them. And so we're definitely going to be stripping paint and everything off of those as well, because they're kind of red right now. So I don't know if they got paint on them or they painted them at one point. Could just be some rusting, I'm not sure. But we're going to clean them up as well. Now this door did not have a doorknob or anything. We just have these openings. This was an entry door before, and so it probably had a bolt lock as well as the main knob and everything. So I'm thinking for this, because it's just a bathroom door, we don't need a bolt lock for that. I'm thinking to get some sort of like back plate there with a handle and do like a separate lock, you know, like one of those little locks with the chain. I can't remember what you call them, but they're kind of like on apartment doors, like front doors, something like that. It's not traditional, you know, but we'll find something, even like a slider lock we could use, but we will figure out a way to cover this both sides. But I think a lovely like back plate on this would be really pretty and just add a lot of character and that kind of metal element to it. Probably reintroduce the unlacquered brass again to kind of match the entry plate and everything. I think it would look really pretty. By the way, here is a daylight view of the window that we put in last week. So you can kind of see it in the daytime, because I know we kind of finished up late and we didn't really show a very good shot of it during the day, and ignore the mess. We have a lot to clean up. But this room alone, you can tell, the two windows add so much light. And if I had a picture of this view before where they were boarded up, you would be like, oh my gosh. I'm going to do a blog post about this soon where I'll show the before and after. And that way you can kind of definitely see the difference it made. Now, they're not going to stay looking like this clearly. We've got the foam showing and everything. We've got to clean up the foam. And by the time we put the drywall in and everything and get it all framed out, you won't see all of the foam and everything. So they'll be really clean and beautiful looking. But I wanted to show you the amount of light that this space is going to have. And you've got the view on each side. It's just beautiful. I couldn't be happier with how this turned out. Okay, so this next door is going on the hall bathroom. It needs a little bit of work. There's some spots with some tar that had leaked. I got it from a lady who actually owned a business here locally that she was getting rid of it, and I forgot, I think I paid like $25 for it maybe. It wasn't expensive, and I fell in love with the detail of it, especially the knob, like where the knob is beautiful, and I'll show you that. But there is some work to be done. it's got some tar or something that leaked on it that we're gonna have to pull off, which I was gonna strip the finish off this door. Again, I wanna keep the finishes kind of similar throughout the home. So you've got the different details of the pieces, but the color palettes and stuff kind of all go together. It's not really a doorknob. However, it looks kind of like a 1920s feel to me, which is perfect for this upstairs because that's kind of when it was built. And so you've got the skeleton key again, and we don't have a knob. So I'm gonna have to take a shopping trip, honestly, darn, to find some antique doorknobs for these doors. But I fell in love with that. I was like, that is super unique. It's different from the other doors, which I love. I believe it's brass under there. I'm gonna clean it up as well. And I can't wait to see what it looks like. Now this one is not as detailed of a door as the other ones, but I still love it. It's pretty basic as far as the shape goes, but you still have this really beautiful detail around the outside that gives it a little more personality. And sometimes just simple things are the most beautiful. And I fell in love with this door. So when she said she was getting rid of it, I had to have it. And obviously that hook is gonna go. I don't know what that's about. However, we're gonna be taking that out and refinishing the whole thing. The hinges are pretty basic. They're kind of in rough shape. I don't have the other side, so honestly, we're probably gonna be replacing these hinges, which I'm sad about, but I think, especially if I can find some vintage ones that will go in its place, I think that will be really cool and even better, I think. So this will go on the hallway bathroom. This is the guest bathroom. So when people come over, they have their own kind of bathroom to use in the hallway. It's private, and I'm gonna make it really, really beautiful. It doesn't look like much right now. It's not very big. It's just gonna be a 2-piece bath, but the toilet is actually really gorgeous for a toilet. And I cannot think. I've got 2 ideas. So I've got a pedestal sink that matches the toilet, which I thought about putting in here. I've never had a pedestal sink, and I love the timeless beauty and elegance that offers. However, I have this dresser that is really old, really, really old. And I bought it off of Craigslist, I believe, several years ago, probably over a decade now, that I have in storage that needs a lot of work, but it would be so beautiful in this space. And I would need a new countertop for it. So I'd have to order a countertop, probably marble, because I love that. And I don't know, I just feel like that would be even more custom looking. So tell me what you think. Do you think I should do the pedestal sink or do kind of the dresser for the sink base? Let me know in the comments, because I have so many ideas and they swirl around and I don't know what to do. I don't know where else I would put that dresser, but I think it'd be a very beautiful sink base. But then again, you have the pedestal sink that's so simple and clean and timeless that actually matches the toilet. So I don't know. You let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, so now we are in the walk-in pantry. Here is the pantry door. And it's beautiful. I love it. It's very old. You can tell by the construction. I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of work to it for sure, just to make sure it's structurally sound, especially right here where the wood is starting to separate a little. I could probably just tap it back in, but I haven't messed with it and kind of makes me nervous. So we'll see what happens with that. But I love the detail on it. Again, it has that beading around the inside, kind of like the bathroom door did. This unfortunately is covered with many, many layers of paint, so it doesn't stand out quite like it should. But again, I'm probably going to strip all the finish off this do some repair work to the door and then redo it. It might be left wood. We'll just have to see what it looks like underneath. I'll kind of decide when we get there, but I love the glass. I think this is gorgeous. I don't know if I'm gonna put any kind of word on the glass or anything that says like pantry or like in a French way, you know, do like a French word for pantry. I don't know. We'll see. I've got so many ideas all the time. And I have to pull them in, reel them in, and kind of figure out what I want. But sometimes you don't know what you want until the space comes together a little bit more, and then you see. Now here's a really cute little knob. I actually have the doorknob for this, but we are making this a pocket slider. So it's gonna be a pocket door. That way, you know, you just have more room. This is not a huge pantry. It's definitely going to be way bigger than anything I've ever had in my life. And with our homestead life and canning and preserving and all of that, I needed a space that was bigger. We do a lot of from scratch cooking in this household. And so having like a wall of all my dry goods and everything, and then all my homemade mixes and everything, you know, even like a spice wall. I want to do a spice wall in here. We're going to have a little space around the stove and the kitchen where I'll have my main spices that I use all the time, but we will have a spice wall. So I like to buy them in bulk. I like to make a lot of homemade mixes and stuff, which if you're looking for that kind of thing, you can definitely visit my blog. It's just ourmanoronmaine.com, and I have all of those recipes in there, and I'm always posting new things as I experiment and, you know, try new things, and I love to share that stuff. But you can see this door, how thick this door is. This one is very thick. This actually, I think, is thicker than the bedroom doors. So it's almost 2 inches thick, which is very substantial, but it's gonna be on a slider. I think that will be good because it'll give us the most room possible. You're not swinging it out into the walkway in the kitchen or swinging it inward and possibly hitting the cabinet or the oven that we're gonna have in here. So I think having it as a pocket door was the best way to go. Here's the pocket door track that we had bought for a door downstairs, actually in my art studio, but I think we're going to use it up here. So I think it will work out just fine for that door. We haven't installed it yet. We're still working on some framing. We are not done with framing. We wanted to put some of the windows in and then finish framing around them and everything. So we still have some of that to do before we move forward, but putting this in the pantry will be one of the things that we do next. The next door I'm really excited about. This is going to be on a barn track. I needed to put it somewhere where it was kind of in the middle of the house. I felt like everything I've learned, like with the water heater and everything, the closer you can get it to the center of the house, the faster the hot water will move to the different rooms. And we kind of have a split bedroom situation. And so there's wings of the house. And so I needed the water heater and everything to be kind of central. This is also going to double as a place to put like the vacuum and the mop and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And so off the pantry we felt was a natural place to put it. And so I wanted a really unique door, and I did not actually find this. What's cool is my mom found this when I lived in Texas, so I wasn't even with her when she bought it. I think she bought it at the Habitat for Humanity restore that we have locally, and it's beautiful. I wasn't going to use it at first, and I never thought about using it for this purpose. But then I really thought about it when I really looked at it, and I thought, oh, we have to use this. This door, I'm not sure the age of this door. It is an exterior door. You can tell it's not wood, it's newer. I love the details of these flowers. In a way, when I look at it, they always remind me of like the Tudor rose, if you know what I mean. Like when Henry VIII, they had the Tudor rose, and it kind of reminds me of that. So it feels European to me, but I love it. I think it's kind of girly and fun, and I love the framing around it. I just feel like it adds a lot of character and beauty. This door will be painted. I'm gonna do some repair work to take off the hardware. We are gonna be doing a barn slider for this. So I'm gonna turn it into a barn slider. So far, my plan is to do kind of a color saturation, if you will, of the pantry. And I wanna do like a deep green. I kind of want it to be moody. And so can you picture this door painted like a forest green? I just think with it matching the wall color and everything and it being like a forest green color, I just feel it's gonna be gorgeous. Okay, now I'm gonna take you into the master bedroom one more time because I wanna show you what might be my favorite doors. I don't know if they're my favorite. Definitely top two. I got these off of Facebook Marketplace. They actually came off of somebody's house. They were originally front doors and I fell in love with them and I had to have them. So my mom and I went and picked them up. I can't remember how much they were. I think they were like $225 for the set, which honestly, when you see them, you're probably going to be like, wow, what a great deal. I felt like it was. And so we grabbed them. I've gotten made fun of over the years about how extravagant my bathroom doors are, but I really don't care. I'm fabulous like that. And I wanted fabulous bathroom doors. So I have to show you these because I saw them and I fell in love with them and they're exactly what I was looking for. The detail on these are gorgeous. I don't know how old they are. I don't think they're terribly old because of the glass in them, and I will show you. They've got insulated glass, but these things are beasts. They're about 9 foot tall. So we have 11-foot ceilings in here, and these will take up most of the wall. However, aren't they gorgeous? I love the details of them. And my plan is to strip the finish down again, make them look like old white oak. But you can tell, even these, I feel were handmade. They routed that in. I mean, that is routed in to the design. And I just feel very lucky to have found these because what we're gonna do is we're going to make them French pocket doors. So right now you're looking into the master bathroom from the master bedroom, and we haven't put the pocket track in there yet. We haven't built it, but basically picture these these doors as like French doors. And when you open them, they slide in opposite directions. So like sliding pocket doors. I just think that is so majestic and fabulous. And I love that. And what I'm also excited about is because the bathroom's going to be really elegant and beautiful. I'm going to have a chandelier in there. The sight line that I'm going to get when you open the doors, where we put them, they're going to frame the bathroom sink and mirror with the chandelier over. So you're going to have a really beautiful sight line. We're probably going to do the privacy glass like I was telling you about with the other bathroom door. I think I have one picked out. And you just put the film over the glass so it creates a little bit of privacy, but you still get that light in. We're going to replace the hardware. Again, this had a bolt lock and a knob because they were front doors. So probably going to do the back plate thing again with a pull and do some sort of locking mechanism on the inside where they can lock together. But if you look, this has safety glass in it. And so I don't think it's very old. It's tempered glass. I believe they're insulated, although now looking a little closer, I don't think they're insulated. I think this is a single pane if you look at it really closely. But it is safety glass. So at least if someone falls or something, you know, it is tempered. So that will be very good. But I am going to strip the finish down and make it look like an old world European door. And I'm excited. I can't wait to put these in and to show you guys what they look like. I really hope that you'll follow along on this journey with me, because this is a dream come true. It's something I've been working on for many, many years, and to see it finally start to come together, very slowly, but start to come together, is just amazing to me. Sometimes I get emotional because we've really been through a lot to get to this moment, and I couldn't be more thankful. Okay, so I have one more door to show you. Again, I don't know which is my favorite between our front door and the bathroom doors. I can't decide. I love them all so much, but I want to show you our front door. So even though we have an entry door at the base of the stairs, we are going to have an actual front door with a bolt lock and everything for security reasons. And so I'm excited to show you this next door. This was something that I found on Facebook Marketplace. Again, I find everything on Facebook Marketplace. They have the best stuff. And I got this door for like $200. And it actually came off a historical home in a very popular historic district in a nearby city. And the builder of these homes was actually famous. And so he's got a group of houses that he built, and they're very popular. And this came off of one of his homes. And so to have it as our front door, not just because it's beautiful, but because of that and the history, I feel so grateful to have that. And I want to show it to you because, oh my gosh, I'm dying to show it to you. This is our front door. So this is what you're going to be seeing on the inside of the house. So in the entryway, when you're looking in, you'll be seeing this view. I actually love the color and the finish of this already. So I might not do a ton to this door. It needs to be cleaned. There are some kind of like spots on it right here. I don't know if it's growth of some sort, mildew. It might come off when it's being cleaned, so we'll see. But I love this finish. It's just kind of like an old washed finish, and it's beautiful. This door is huge. It is huge. It is, I believe this is a 9-foot door as well. So it's super tall. It's heavy. It's got 4 hinges because of its height, so you can see the 4 hinges there, and I'm in love with it. I really am. But wait till I turn it around and you can see the other side of the door, because this is beautiful. This side is beautiful. I love the details of this. You can tell this was handmade with care. It's just so beautiful. And these are the details that I feel new doors lack. You can get a brand new door built like this that will be beautiful, but you don't get the history and the worn look and everything of it over time like you do with an older door. So if you are looking to add personality to your house or that old world charm to your house, hit up the local flea markets, go to architectural salvage places, look on Facebook Marketplace, because you never know what you're going to find. And luckily with the new build, you have the power to kind of build the openings to match the doors that you get. Whereas I know when you have an existing house with a certain size door, to accommodate a new vintage door, you're probably going to have to rearrange some things, maybe widen the opening or even close it in a little bit. But nevertheless, it can be done. And, you know, with all else fails, put it on a barn slider. Put it on a barn slider. That's the easiest way to probably do something like this. But I encourage you, go look out, because you never know what you're going to find. And this was years of collecting. So this wasn't something that I did overnight or recently. This has been over a decade of slowly curating and collecting items for this place. Don't get me started on the lighting. I have so many pieces that I cannot wait to show you, which I'll probably write about and film about one of these days. But just slowly collecting over the years because I knew that we were going to be working on this project. It was just, I knew we'd get here one day. I didn't know when. And I'm so thankful that I did, because now I have all this stuff to work with, and it's vintage and it's beautiful, and it's less I have to buy now. I don't have to buy it all at once. I kind of bought it slowly over the years, which helped with the budget because we're trying to pay everything cash. So that's why things are taking so long, because we are really being intentional about this process, because when we move in, we don't want to have any debt. And so it takes a little bit longer. However, the reward is going to be so worth it in the end. Okay. I think this is my favorite door. After turning it around and looking at it, I think this is the one. And I've saved the best for last. I really do believe. They're all beautiful and I love them all, but this one is so unique and it just tops the list for me. So let's see what you think. Okay. Can we just talk about this? I went nuts over this side of the door. The other side is beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's absolutely gorgeous. But this is next level to me. When you think about the detail work and everything that they did for this, I mean, that's amazing. And you've got the peephole. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, it feels girly to me. It's almost like flowers. I don't know. They're not flowers, but they feel kind of floral-like. And I love it. It's so feminine. This is what you're going to see when you come up the stairs. And oh my gosh, I can't wait to decorate it for Christmas. I don't know if you're like me, but when you go to, buy things, even a house or just like little things, you're like, how am I going to decorate this for Christmas? That's always how I think. And so with the fireplace mantle and the doors and everything, I'm like, oh, a wreath would look so good on that. And it will. It's going to be just beautiful. I love the finish. Again, I'm going to clean it up, but I'm probably not going to paint over it or strip it or anything. I'm going to try to clean it, and I'm going to keep it just like this because this is beautiful and perfect to me. I need to find a really beautiful handle to put on this, and we will have a bolt lock on this door. And so it looks like it had a bolt lock there, and then it had one of those, door things where you press it, and it probably kind of curved up and went down and then attached right there. So I'm probably going to try to find a really vintage one that looks similar. But oh my gosh, guys. It really is my favorite. It was hard to decide, except when I turned it around and I thought, yep, that's definitely the one. I can't wait to put this in and show you. Well, there you go, guys. I had so much fun walking you around my home, my future home, sharing with you every single door that we found, where I found it, about how much I bought it for, if I can remember, and kind of how we're gonna redo them and use them in the space. Each door was picked out and we custom framed all of the openings so that it would fit perfectly in the space. And what I am so excited about is they're all gonna flow together with very similar feel and style, but they're all different. And I love that. I love that eclectic kind of feel where everything kind of goes together, but it doesn't match. And that's something that I plan on carrying through this space, from, cabinetry and furnishings and everything. I honestly feel that's what makes it feel like home. When you look at places like this, or oh my gosh, look at that beautifully decorated home. A lot of times it was curated over decades, over a lifetime for people. This isn't stuff they just went out and bought overnight. This was stuff that they inherited and it was passed down to them, and that maybe they found at a garage sale or something, or on a trip even. They found this thing on a trip and they bought it and they put it in their home. And so for me, it tells a story, and it makes the place even more special because it's yours. It's 100% yours. you have all the memories tied in with the things that you find. And for me, these doors say exactly that. Some of them I found with my mom, some of them I found with Jason, and it's just memories that I've made building this place. And it already feels like home. I mean, it's a disaster right now. There's construction materials everywhere. We've got to clean in here. We've been so busy. We've got to clean in here. But when you come in and it's just calm and inviting, it just makes me so excited to build a life here. And to be able to have an outlet like this to share this dream and passion with you is amazing to me, because I don't have my mom to share it with anymore. Like, her and I kind of always got excited about things. And so I'm so thankful that you're here and to give me a place to be able to share and, you know, bring you along this journey with us, because this is one of the most special things I'll ever do in my life. And I'm so glad that you're here to experience it with me. I hope that you guys found some inspiration with this video today for your own homes. Again, Facebook Marketplace, Habitat for Humanity store. A lot of you probably have one. Architectural Salvage, Facebook Marketplace, antique stores. There's so many places that you can find unique items. And so if you're looking to build a curated home that feels lived in, especially if it's a new build and you just want to add some of that character, I highly recommend looking for those things, and you will find them and you will find good deals. You just have to dig. So if you have something really cool that you found over the years that's unique, that you were passionate about, I'd love to hear about it. Talk about it in the comments. Show me. I would love to see it. You can even email me a photo. I would love to see what you did. It's just ourmanoronmain@gmail.com. I'd love to see what you found. And yeah, let's just do this together. Let's just do it together. I'm so excited to have you. I hope that this video was inspiring and helpful to you, and I will see you guys next week.